Welcome to another Zombunity tutorial. This one's on loading namespaces dynamically. The code is up on GitHub, C.W. McGuire, Zombunity MUD. Zombunity MUD is a web client built with ClojureScript that communicates with WebSockets to an HTTP server, Webbit, which facilitates communicating with a message queue, which is handled by a server that dispatches messages to daemons based on message type. We want to have a bunch of different daemons that will be called based on message type, and we don't want to have to, in our dispatch namespace, list them all hard-coded so that we have to recompile code whenever we add a daemon or take away a daemon, so we want to register those dynamically. The dispatch function will have to require the daemon, but the daemon will not be able to require back to the dispatch namespace, or we'll have a circular reference, so the dispatch namespace will have a dispatch function that can be registered with the daemon that it can call with new messages. The daemon namespaces will have a list of message types that they can handle, and it'll have a process message function that will be called on that message type. And so that will look like this. It will have a message type and then a set of all the different process message functions from the different namespaces, the daemon namespaces that will handle that message type. For instance, parse, error, north, south, attack, etc. So for each daemon that we find, we'll need to require that namespace, register the dispatch function with that daemon, and then register that daemon's message types with the dispatch namespace. So here we have a couple example daemons. So they're going to be in Zombunity daemon, and then we have error and parse. So we need to go find those and register those dynamically. So we're going to call register daemons, which will go find the daemons and register each one. Find daemons will use clojure.tools.namespace. It's a Clojure contrib library, and it will call find namespaces on class path. Filter out anything but the Zombunity daemon namespaces, Zombunity daemon, and then it'll register each one of those. Register daemon looks like this. It requires that namespace, grabs the message types, the process function name, or the process function, and the register dispatch function from that namespace, and it does that with getNSValue. GetNSValue takes a string that is a var name and takes an actual namespace, symbols up the var name, calls NSResolve on the namespace, and that var symbol now to get the var, and then calls var get to get the value of the var. Once we have the message types and the process function, we will call register daemon message type function, and register daemon message type function will grab the functions, the set of functions from this map based on the message type. If it doesn't find any, it'll create a new set, and then it will add that function from that daemon to the set. We also have to register the dispatch function with that daemon. So here we'll call the register dispatch function from the daemon, and then we'll use the dispatch function from this namespace, which is right here. So now that daemon will have access to this function here to kick off new messages. So let's go dynamically grab some of these daemons and register them. We're going to call register daemons. We've already done this before, but because the process functions are in a set, there will be no duplicates even if we re-register our daemons. And that's it. That's how we dynamically load up our daemon namespaces and allow them to communicate with our dispatch namespace and find out what message types they should respond to.